Good morning, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day this is that finds you. All right. Looks like I've got audio. Fantastic. Let's see them. Let's see them here in the U.S. Even Canada Day. Canada Day was recently. Happy belated Canada Day. Happy birthday, America. Got them all? Got them all? I hold up my hand and my camera freaks. All 10. Make sure you didn't blow a toe off. Let's check them out. How's everybody doing? Alrighty. Oh, everything seems to be working all right. Ryan West, good to see you. Michael, good to see you. Aragon, morning. Tad, morning. Gabe, morning. That's where I start. Shambot, morning. Jake, morning. Hoos, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, morning. Blake, good to see you. Thanks for the 5x5. It is a blue shirt. Can't get anything past Ryan West. Mike, good to see you. Michael's got all his digits. Excellent. Let's start off with hearing what everybody's playing currently. Got to do a gaming check. What are you playing currently? What are you playing or running? I will happily contribute. I am playing Outcast Silver Raiders, Coriolis, and going to be running Delta Green. Just had session 0 last week. That's what I'm doing. Oh, morning, Jeff. Oh, and then everything like pops up all of a sudden. A little bit of lag on my end. Wayne, good to see you. Orcus, good to see you. Jim, morning. Ryan says Shadowrun Anarchy in DCC. RPG Gen Exile, good to see ya. Michael says currently running Exalted Essence and Pathfinder 2E Agents of Edgewatch. Gabe, the One Ring 2E. Nice. Against the Dark Master and Outgunned. What? Jeff says trying to play Delta Green. To put some kibosh down on some you know what I want to have as a bond? I want an electronic 1990s gadget. Nope. Blake, Urban Shadows in Kyoto, scheming control of ley lines, and action movie world. PBTA, great game. PBTA game, great fun. Very 80s action movie based. Harrigan, playing outgunned, running outgunned. Mike, still in Shadowrun 3rd edition campaign, but soon to run an Easy D6 one-shot set in 40k. Ooh. Ryan, playing and dying in Jim's OSE game. Well, I totally understand. Running BX, playing nothing at the moment. William, morning. Who is playing STA 2.0, Coriolis, Masks of Nyarlathotep. Whoa. Running Barbarians of Lemuria set in Hyboria. Nice. Wayne says just ran Daggerheart. Quick start. Running Monster of the Week. Playing Outcast Silver Raiders. Wayne is having a rough time. He's on his second PC died in Outcast Silver Raiders. That game is brutal. I've got a video on this channel. It's brutal. So is the Game Master. Brutal. No flex. The cards fall where they may kind of guy. Morning, Laramie, Farty, good to see ya. Play by post. Harrigan's like, hold on a second. Let me make sure I got everything covered. Play by post, playing Swords and Wizardry, complete. Call of Cthulhu, running Cairn 2E. That's a list. Tad, all running for me right now. Wrapping up Traveler with the family. Session 92 of Ultraviolet Grasslands tomorrow. Running Shadowdark and Delta Green soon. Tad, I want to know about that Delta Green game and what you're running. Grumpy Corn Games morning. Good to see ya. Shambot says running Dragonbane, playing D&D, Atomic Highway. Nice. Nothing new here. Same old CNC campaign and Demon Plague. I also forgot my Castles and Crusades game. We haven't played in like 2 months, so it's pretty easy to forget sometimes. Sorry, Joe. Nubis, good afternoon, sir. Hey, playing Liminal Horror and Blade Runner, running Delta Green after we wrap up Liminal Horror. Also want to run or play MCC real bad. I want to play reals. Also want to play MCC real bad. Jim says Ultraviolet Grasslands has been on my list to play or run for years. Ah, Orcus. Oh, God, this guy's got a list. Playing a mythic Rome setting in GURPS. GURPS. Wow. Wrapping OSE, Isle of Dread, and about to start Caverns of Thracia DCC with the same group. Finished Bud's viral sequel playtest yesterday, running Pendragon Sunday. Stefan D is indeed in the house. Good to see you, Stefan. How are ya? Oh, I'm fine. Excellent. I don't have a topic this week. Usually I put out a topic early so you have you guys prep. I don't know what to I don't know. I don't know what topic to. This is just free for all. If anything is burning on somebody's mind, if you will, I will ramble about my Delta Green game. So Jeff's in that. His, to say enthusiastic is putting it lightly, I will say, which is a good thing. You always want enthusiastic players. But man, Delta Green, dude, it's a learning experience. I've learned more with we haven't even played a session yet. I've learned so much. We'll see. Delta Green's a weird game because I'm interested to hear how other people play it and run it and their experiences, like Nubis, a couple others. Even Farty, I know, has run it and played it. There's some fans of it. And Harrigan and I have talked about it ad nauseum quite a bit. Like there is such and some of you folks have played it in one session I've run either at a con or on the side. Some have been successfully wrapped up, some not so much. But it's such a game where I think you got to understand what it is. Case in point, my buddy Joe created a character who was a part of the military. He's a U.S. Army major helicopter pilot, crack pilot, like the best pilot, an 80 in piloting helicopter. And if you're familiar with Delta Green, if you have like an 80, you are one of the best in the world, right? You are like at the top of the game of whatever that is. If you've got a 60 in a skill, I think it's like, I don't know if 80 or 60 has multiple PhDs, something like that, right? In that type of area. And I said, like, okay, that's fine. But why are you connected to Delta Green? Why would they recruit you? Well, because I'm a great pilot. I'm like, okay, great. But still, what's the inciting incident, right? Like, why do you know that aliens exist or paranormal or something? What was your experience with it? Why did they pick you? Well, I keep my mouth shut. I don't say anything about anything. Nope. Still nope. Not getting it. I was talking to Jeff about this. This isn't a knock on my buddy Joe, but we've been playing class-based games for so long that moving and shifting to a skill-based game is maybe where it's coming in. Like, I'm building a character to solve a problem. I want to be a cleric because the party needs a cleric, right? And in Delta Green, the best character is the and I even told him, his name, my buddy Joe, average Joe, just an average normal dude. That's the best because it's kind of what the game is. I was telling Jeff, I said, you're better off playing an IRS nobody than, well, I'm a crack pilot that has no context around being in Delta Green. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me tell you. Steph says, I'm great, eh? Yeah, excellent. OSR, Wayne says the deaths were suitably brutal, still fun, really, and each PC has worse stats and 0 XP. Old school for sure. What have you learned? Share, right. And Nubis, this is, so also what I've learned is don't try to, it's tempting to, it depends on the group, okay? It depends, mileage may vary, depends, right? But Jeff and I were going back and forth, and he was making much more progress, right? His enthusiasm is really good. So he's like, hey, I want to do this. I'm going to make a character. I'm watching videos online and which is great. But also with the other half of the group, not so much, right? Like cracking open books, at the table for the first time, not prior, which is fine and understandable because sometimes you have players. So players are different. Like it's maybe not even enthusiasm level, but just, hey, interest, time, things like that, right, are different at the table. So how does that impact the dynamic? Okay, great. Sean, don't try to do things before session 0. I mean, session 0. All right, hold on. We got to talk about this. I don't want to do it in text messages. Things are off, like expectations are off already, and we haven't even gotten to the table. So again, trying to front load it, maybe in a Discord server or in text messages or whatever, Facebook group, however you're using to communicate with the group. Do it in person. Like just do it. Like we'll get to it. We'll talk about it. We'll come together because you will never know what could come up. So the 25 Ennies were released. Also, I posed the question in the Patreon. I'm going to go over the Ennies. I want to talk about the Ennies. Of course, they're always fun to go through. Why do we keep buying games? Are we addicted to finding a perfect system? Do we need a variety? Oh boy, that is a topic. Stefan says, do other gamers here play with Tales of the Valiant? Tales of the Valiant, hit up Stefan. Tag Stefan, say yeah. Are we programmed by our environment? Ryan says. Orca says, also continue to run Dolmenwood Tuesday. Loving every aspect. Yeah, don't forget that. It's what I'm waiting for. Condescent, good to see you. Hit the nail on the head, building a character to solve a problem. That's why a decent character background is also helpful for a GM. And there is a component of that with Delta Green. There is, right? You kind of want the skills to be proliferated, like spread around a little bit. You don't want to get into a situation where somebody in the party doesn't have the specific skill. But in Delta Green, in my humble opinion, it creates something to do. It's a problem the players have to overcome. That's all. Same with like D&D, but I find it probably more in classed systems to be more of a thing. And one of the main reasons is if you're playing in, say a typical fantasy game, you may be in the middle of freaking nowhere land, right? Adventuring ruins, nobody's around or very little resources. So you have to have somebody in the party that covers X and Y and Z. Where in Delta Green, if you don't have it, it's a modern game. It could take place anywhere from essentially 1930-ish all the way up to the present day. You don't have a resource. You just go and tap either the handler, you tap your network, you tap, a group that you might know of that knows something about that. Different resource, but that also comes with like, well, how much do we tell them about it? So they just have much more resources. Heck, if you make it in the internet age, they could just Google it, honestly, which is kind of crazy. But that also comes with things. Anyways. Every time Sean says it depends, take a drink of coffee. you, Stefan, you get me, man. You get me. The group I'll be running, Delta Green 4. I've been playing very frequently for the past 18 months, and the only thing I worry about is pacing, overcomplicating. That's why I'm sticking to the simple scenarios. Yeah. So Harrigan touching on what Ryan was talking about, was like, why do we buy more games? Like, what are we searching for with the purchases of new games? Harrigan says, I enjoy owning, reading, analyzing, running, playing, learning from different games. Having said that, I'm zeroing in on some preferred experiences. Now he's zeroing in on preferred experiences. I make fun of Harrigan because his library is vast. Stefan says, I often check out the systems to see if it will scratch my itch for the perfect system for me, but then I realize that I don't really want to learn nor teach a brand new system. Yeah. Also finding brilliant ideas and stealing them. RPGs are a Lego, Laramie says. Take something apart to add it to this other thing. Well, it is, but you could just use D&D to do that. Because you could do that. You could do anything with D&D. I just use D&D. Too funny. And my players may not want to learn it either, for sure. I say I buy them. I don't know why I buy them. I buy them, get them, flip through them. Cool. Put it on a shelf. Pendragon's one of those. I think I got through the first 10 pages and then I was like, it's been sitting on my shelf. I just picked up Mythic Bastion Land. I'm going to look at it. It'll be interesting. Who knows if I'll get it to the table. Outgunned. Would love to get it to the table. We'll see. It's I'm blessed to have played with many of you. And the beauty is, I could post the game on BS Landia Discord, and I'm sure I could get like a mini arc of a game going with some of you, which is great. That's the nice thing. With home groups, it can be trickier because they aren't always in the same headspace, interest level. I don't know. Like they aren't buying 20 games a month or in 6 months and don't want to learn a new game, or they're good with playing X game for the rest of eternity. And I say that not maybe the same campaign, but while we played D&D Tomb of Annihilation, that was done. We got to like 25th million level, and now we retired those characters. We want to play. Now what are we going to do in D&D? Let's play GURPS D&D. Stefan, no. Got to catch them all. Yeah. Sean, did Quinn get you? He did not get me. I haven't even looked at it. I've watched one of Quinn's videos, and it was barely a lot. It was Impossible Landscapes. Go figure. I didn't know who Quinn was from A Hole in the Ground. When he started doing his reviews, people were like, Quinn's doing reviews, and it's all going to be like non-mainstream games-ish, I guess, was his angle to promote indie-ish games. I say indie-ish because I don't know if I would put Arc Dream in that bucket necessarily, but it doesn't matter. So I don't know. So I saw him, and then I kind of understood who he was. Yeah. I guess So I didn't watch his Mythic Bastion Land video, although I may. seen Mythic Bastion Land. Was it prior to their crowdfunding campaign? Maybe while it was launched. And it was interesting. And I think at the time my headspace was like, headspace. And now that's the word of the day. My mind wasn't in the fantasy space. Like I just was like, it's another fantasy game. What do I need another fantasy game for? But it has intrigued me. Sean's joke's on you, Sean. I have the Lego D&D set. You do. I realize that. Arrogant says, often keen to see how mechanics facilitate the intended play experience. Settings can also be good, and with OSR at least, the creativity in the adventure is really pretty mind-blowing. Yes. I could usually get most RPGs to the table as one-shots, but getting something ongoing is tough. Nubis, the Valley of Flowers is the best fantasy setting adventure I've bought so far this year. I've seen that. Is it this, what is it, the publisher? Is it the folks that do Garden of Yin, I think, right? I had my eye on that one, but I wasn't sure. Oops. Buying new games is primarily a source of inspiration for me. System, setting, art, writing. Plus, like Wayne, I just enjoy collecting, reading, and playing games. I think a lot of us fit in that bucket, honestly. Blake says, get RPG games because I like to support indie games. 2, fuels my energy. 2, 1, like to support indie games. 2, fuels my energy and inspiration as a player and GM. And 3, confirms I'm a man of mystery. Indeed you are, Blake Ryan. Jeff says, I suspect that the new frontier for you as a handler in Delta Green is tying the threads together in potentially a longer-term game, of course. It takes quite a bit of planning on your part. Yeah, well, and I've played, God, Harrigan, how long was our Delta Green Impossible Landscapes? It was like 20 sessions at least. I think it was 23-hour sessions, so 60 hours-ish. Which is crazy because it seemed really fast, given that it was Impossible Landscapes. But, yeah, it'll be interesting. We didn't do a ton of home scenes, for sure. I got a different perspective, trying to hone that game. Say it. It was the accent, Sean, wasn't it? It was. It was probably the accent, yeah. Farty says, I'm always looking for new and interesting settings. Every new aim offers a new experience. My challenge is that my eyes are bigger than my belly. Well, that is many of us too, for sure, whether we want to admit it or not. Dude, I am Steve Rogers of the CIA. Yeah. No. Yeah, that's... And then what happens is Jeff's playing one game, I'm trying to run another, and he's like, what's going on? How come my go bag doesn't have 5 passports in it and 50,000 in cash? Because Delta Green, man. If you like playing, designing, reading, or running games, click on the like button. It just went over 2,000 subs. Last night, 1999. Woke up, 2,000. Somebody somewhere decided to hit the subscribe button. So thanks, everyone. I really appreciate it. 2,000. It's taken a while to get there. It's a slow climb, but you know, next milestone, 1 million. So thanks. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. 2,000 people, man. This has been going on for a while. I got like 300 videos on this channel. Most of them are this live. And live doesn't like shoot you to the top. And that's okay. But to think that 2,000 people say, you know what? I'll put this guy on the subscribe list can be very humbling. Case in point, when Brett and I were doing a podcast for 7 years, did we have a subscriber count? I think downloads were kind of the it thing for podcasting. It doesn't have the same tracking mechanisms as YouTube. And I think we had an average within maybe a week or a month frame, like within a week to 30 days for one episode would get about 1,000 downloads. 1,000 downloads. So just to give you kind of a context on the podcasting space and what that looked like. And we were in the top 5% of podcasts. And you're probably going, what? No way. 1,000 downloads and you're in the top 5%. And the podcasting space is interesting because there's so many out there, but none of them, there was a metric that was put out by somebody that could do some web scraping and Python scripting and things of that nature. And what they did was they basically looked at Apple Podcasts and looked at all of the podcasts that were out there. And then they took all the numbers of those podcasts that had consistent releases, weekly, probably, I think weekly releases, maybe every 2 weeks, something along those lines. And there was a metric that it said, like, if this podcast had an episode drop within the last 30 days, that would put it in its own category. And there were so many that are out there, but they stopped and haven't put out an episode for months. And then you had like the million download folks, like some of the ones that are very popular out there, which some of us already know about, Joe Rogan and some of those other ones. They're in like the 0.001%, right? That's kind of the scale of, so it drops off significantly after 50% because it was like had a recent drop within the week, month, 6 months, 12 months. And it was just, so it doesn't take much to be in the grand scheme of things, a pretty, not ranking, just percentage wise in the whole grand scheme of, and that was Apple specifically. Anyways, can't wait to unravel. That's why I give Jeff some credit. He can't wait till I ruin his character's life. You're gonna get it, buddy. Stefan says, "How about this one for a one shot? GURPS Delta Drag Race for Pride Month." It's a good one. It's a good one. Stefan, I would need you in my party for sure. Of course. GURPS Delta Quick Drag Race for Pride Month. How about that? How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? Nubis, Phantom Mill Games is the publisher. I think both the two authors and the publisher sort of came out of nowhere. It's an awesome book if you like the post-Arthurian style of fantasy. I don't even know. We'll see. Podcast YouTube quality is better than quantity. Well, maybe. We'll see. You have to have quantity. That was the problem here. Like I didn't have enough. So I'm just trying to put more out because the more you put out, the more likely you will strike gold or quote unquote strike gold, right? You'll get the one that makes its rounds. And then you could have kind of a hockey stick growth because then people will start looking at your back catalog. Podcasts, the discoverability is just terrible. Orc Stork says, I enjoy Quinn's video, but the entertaining performance doesn't tend to get in the way of actual review. Seth Skorkowski hits the happy medium for me with reviews that are also entertaining. Seth's been around for a while. Quinn's makes more hypey, exciting reviews, can make you excited about the game. Seth is more dry. I like both for different reasons. Yeah. Jeff says, I'm just as guilty. Have a bookshelf with awesome games never played. Crime. It's crime against humanity, Jeff. So I don't know. Why do we play? The games, keep buying games. I don't know. What else to say about that? F for all our dusty books. Seth hits a good balance for me. Kudos. Yeah, and Seth's been doing it for a while too, right? He didn't just get on the scene. He's been chugging away for quite some time. Grumpy Corn says, I have set a rule. I will only buy a game that I run, but I will liberally borrow games from friends. That's good. Well, let me ask you this. Since we're kind of on this free-for-all, what game are you reading but not playing? Like, I'm going to get that off the shelf and just, take it into the office. The office. Start paging through it. Like, what did you recently buy and started looking and paging through? Maybe it's been on the shelf for a little while and said, you know what, I'm going to pull that off this weekend and take a look at what that's all about and start reading it. I imagine the folks at Analytic Dice. I don't know, Gabe, if you guys, how far ahead of you guys like plan, but I would imagine you have to kind of have a few in the pocket, if you will. I remember, yes, Torg Eternity, interesting, but I intend to play it in the next few months at least for Analytic Dice. Okay, yep. So what are you reading? It doesn't mean you have to play it. Doesn't mean you don't have to play it. It's like, I'm just kind of sitting here right before the stream, and I'm like looking at my bookshelf, and I'm like, I should just pick that off and start paging through it. And it may not even be a game. Maybe it's a supplement, right? Maybe it's Moria, right? The Lord of the One Ring 2nd edition Moria book or something. Purchase and reading Pendragon. Do you have the GM book? Or do you just have the first book? The most recent first edition, 6th. I think it's 6th edition book. Yep, I have some in the hopper. Yeah. Cool. You almost have to, right? Like, I can't imagine running one-shots as frequently as you guys do and not trying to stay ahead of the game. Tales of the Old West, YZE, but reading to prep for con season. Oh, you got that one. I'm interested to know how that rolls. I got to prep for my con game. Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I love the setting, but it's a bit too crunchy for me. I'm trying to run it with Warlock. There's a lot there. Even in Farty's like blurb, there's a lot. Warhammer Fantasy, I love the setting, but it's too crunchy, so I'm not playing that game. And the game mechanics, I'm going to run it in Warlock. Nubis, I play this weird mind game with myself. I'm prepping to run Delta Green, so this is the perfect moment to buy MCC books and get in hype by them. Very sensible. The struggle is real. I'm about to run Delta Green. Ooh, I should look at that Star Wars book again. Cult Divinity Lost. Oof. That's an interesting one. I don't know if I could play that one. Tad says, I keep picking up Starforged and thumbing through it. There's some games that have this iconic, like, oh, this is a great game. You should really play it. The mechanics are awesome. You could do cooperative, solo, traditional group thing. And Starforged is one of them. And I have it. And I don't even know if I've opened it. I've probably opened it once. Got it. Paged through the first 5 pages, read it, put it on the shelf, never picked it up again. Jake says DCC Lankmar, which is different than typical DCC, right? There's a few tweaks. Ryan West, Core Rulebook 2024 is what he's got for Pendragon. Okay, same here. Jeff says the thing is setting versus game mechanics, and the trick is to maximize both for quality. Yeah, I have 2 rules also. I will only buy a game if I have room on my bookshelf. I will also buy a bookshelf if I don't have room. Well, of course, that logic checks out. Checks out, Orcus. You're good. Enjoying the new Pendragon. I haven't run it yet, but I have a one-shot scheduled for the 19th. Also picked up Urban Shadow 2nd edition. I'm also going to put this out there, because there's a lot of has anybody come to a crossroads with an epiphany with role-playing games recently? I will give you an example of what I'm referring to. You know what? I don't want any rule book that's bigger than 300 pages, right? I want smaller rule sets, succinct, brief. I am tired of fantasy role-playing games. If it's fantasy role-playing games, I'm out, like, for now. Like, I was like that for a while till I ran Shadowdark West Marches. Any weird epiphany like, you know what? I'm just not going to do X or Y, or I'm going to do more of A or B, whatever that is. Hardwired Island, Cortex Light, OSC Adventure Anthology, the one, Monolith, Perils and Princesses, Barbarians of Legend. At the stack right before he goes in the office. Pick this one off the top. What's on the top? Boink. Epiphany, Free League makes the best games, which is saying something coming from Blake, because some of you might not know Blake, but Blake is a very big, avid PBTA fan. And he had been in that PBTA camp for quite some time. I don't think I'm speaking out of line, Blake. So for him to say Free League, because he got on the Dragonbane, right, Blake? Now he's starting to poke around the Free League space. Free League has a sale right now. I think Akotakin on our Discord had posted it. And then I went to their site and I'm like, it's all like the core books and stuff, which I have most of the ones. So I'm like, yeah. I haven't bought a Free League thing for a while. I did get in on the Alien Kickstarter though. I will say, given my love of pro wrestling, I do see X-Crawl in my future. Interesting. Oh, that's right, Vaesen. Sorry. Vaesen. I misspoke. Vaesen was what you got into originally through Free League, and now I've crossed into Dragonbane. I gotcha. I don't have Dragonbane. I don't have any interest in Dragonbane. I don't know why. Keeping it at arm's length. I don't know. I've never played a PBTA game, but I own several. Interesting. Joe, morning. Artie says, I need to stay away from multi-year campaign books. Pick up a one-shot or small adventure and test it out. Well, there's something said about like, oh, Masks. Oh, classic, iconic. Oh, Murder or Horror on the Orient Express. Oh, it's like this. Or whatever, insert huge, long campaign. Ooh, the not the Mythic North. The OSR Kickstarter that has the 3 books of the North. Can't remember. The Cold Campaign. Mega Dungeon thing. No ducks. That's right. I can't do ducks. Also, New Coriolis. Yes, I'm interested in that one as well. That's a good one. And you got the print version. You suck. Already. Runeslinger, good day. Just talking about all kinds of stuff, man. The last question I posed is, have you had an epiphany about role-playing games recently? And that could be, to Fardy's credit, he said, I'm going to try to stay away from the big campaigns and get into smaller adventures if he buys published. Some will say they don't want to play maybe a D&D derivative game or fantasy or whatever. Nubis says latest buys MCC Scientific Barbarian, Gathox Vertical Slum, ASE 123, Crawling Under a Broken Moon compilation. Some good stuff there. Reminder for those running out of space, shelves on caster wheels. My only epiphany is that I'm fed up of sci-fi, horror, and miss fantasy. Well, and Nubis, you were running like Mothership pretty, like a lot. This is my recollection. Oops. Keep click, 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 click. Happy clicking. Shadowdark, I was on a total fantasy, like, nah, just not wanting, not feeling it. I bought Shadowdark. It was good. Ran for a few sessions. I think it's still a fine game. Not sure. I did pick up Mythic Bastion Land, but I think it's going to be quite a bit different. I don't know if I would want to play in Castles and Crusades. It's all right. I think I still go back to kind of what Gabe alluded to on the recent Analytic Dice when they reviewed Shadowdark. I don't know if I want to play another not a cookie cutter. Not a D. I don't know if I want to play another D&D derived game. Although I'm playing Outcast Silver Raiders right now, which is kind of that, but a little bit different. So I think I've got the minute I say that, I'm like, well, I'm in an OSR game. But I don't know if I would buy another one that's like that in a while. Got to be something unique to it, I think. Something strange in the neighborhood. Who are you going to call? DM somebody. Running, playing, play testing. Yeah, a lot of almost 3 years. Yeah, that's a lot. Daily epiphanies, which I forget. I'm in a vortex. Mythic Bastion line is very, very far away from SD, D&D, for sure. And that's why I picked it up. Ryan says, when you decide to sell Mythic Bastion Land, Sean, I'll buy it off you. Okay. Some of my unloading list is still sitting here. I think they're still posted on eBay, actually. It's funny, I had a rash of once a week, somebody would buy something, and then all of a sudden, months would go by, and then I'd get a notification that somebody bought, the PIP system. I think I had it listed for $5. Well, PIP system, okay. I guess I got to pack that one up. Blake says, Epiphany, palette cleansers are good for players and GMs. Example, non-conflict games like Yazabas or Golden Sky Stories. Interesting. Lewis says, very different. Yeah, the setting is quite flexible as well. Could play it straight, Pendragon-y, or go really weird like Elden Ring. I have a feeling I'm going to find my issues with Mythic Bastion Land. I don't know why. It'll be like, oh, this doesn't seem like D&D. Well, no shit, Sean, right? Not an epiphany, but a recent chat about the COC Classic 2E re-release returned the idea of how some mechanisms become fundamental. Old games with no opposed roles can seem very harsh now. COC Call of Cthulhu, if you will. 2E re-release. I sold mine. I had the box in shrink. I don't think I ever opened it. Got rid of that one. Somebody might be on, I think it might have been somebody on the Discord, actually. Can't remember. Maybe not. Maybe it was from eBay. Anyways, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'd really like to hone in on probably become the Delta Green guy. We'll see. I don't know. Stick with one game. Anybody consider I'm going to stick with one game? I know we have some of our folks that are very not they play other games, but they have their go-to. What's your go-to? What's your go-to game? It's my go-to. I'll play it anytime. It's not a big deal. It has not worn on me. It might be kind of in the back in the shadows, right? But it's my go-to. Somebody will have to pry that out of my dead gaming hands. Jeff says Night's Black Agents. Now, Jeff, you would like that game. Night's Black Agents on one end of the spectrum, Delta Green on the other. You want to play Jason Bourne, Night's Black Agents. Or hell, Outgunned for that matter. Arrogance does, I still have not done a page turn, Nubis. Have been waiting for physical, but it definitely strikes me as not straight. More like watching the Green Knight than Excalibur. Yeah. Talking about Mythic Bastion Land. One game? What is this, heresy? Come on, Wayne. What you were playing, you were running what for a while? Playing one game in the stores, right? Was it DCC? No. Blake says, go to Monster of the Week, no question. Yeah, see? Some of these are not going to be a surprise, right? Some of these, I know some of the answers to these, Mike M says, what would it mean to be the Delta Green guy? I would say I'd be able to tie in a lot. There's a lot of scenarios. I was going through what I'm going to run these guys through, and I'm like, there's a lot of scenarios I haven't even read. Lots of them. Tie them all together, understanding it it's I could just stand at a table and just go, okay, here we go. Know the history, know the nuances, how to tug on this string, that string. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to say Delta Green's one of the hardest games to run as a game master. There, I said it. That's what I'm going to say. Yep. Even in unpublished scenarios. Because I think a lot of Delta Green is published scenarios. A lot of people do run it. And you're going to go, whoa, 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 Sean. That is a pretty, that's a bold statement, my man. Unsub. Dislike. Because I think the reason I say that, if people have run it, they'll understand. For those that haven't, or even haven't even played, even playing it to some degree, but those that haven't, the players could do anything. And the game master has to adapt to it. Because if you're running even a published scenario, you can't do it like a railroad. They start out linear, but then they go whoosh, because you never know where the players are going to go. That's what. And you might say, well, Sean, that's with any game. That's with any RPG. Maybe true to some degree, but I don't often find like fantasy characters getting in the airship and going across the country to go and investigate a different part of the mystery somewhere. My go-to is WEG Star Wars. Michael Holland, that's a good one. When's the last time you played that? 5 years ago. I'm just kidding. Definitely orbit around BRP, Mithras, Ubiquity, and Genesis. Harrigan says those tables are loaded with very mythic, looming present ideas. That stuff exists really informs the vibe. Kevin Cadilli. Morning, Kev. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Orcus Dorcas is on the Epiphany posed question. Those who prattle on and on about game design and setting versus system versus story like it's a doctoral thesis tend to be the most out of touch with what makes a game fun and appealing for all. They should start a YouTube channel. Or podcast. Too funny. Wayne, for a pickup game, Monster of the Week, for sure. Blake is wise. Indeed. Nubis is, which is not something I would do. I love Elden Ring and the Green Knight styles. Him and Harrigan I'm interrupting their dialogue there. Farty says, mysteries are hard to run well. Wayne says, or Breakers or Shadowdark. See, still can't think in one game terms. Wayne, you're so promiscuous. Mike, I don't have a go-to. I like a lot of games and will try just about any game. I usually pick a game to run that best deals with the genre and subject matter. All right. Harrigan says you could stick with one game if you wanted one type of experience. Though some games like Fate, Savage Worlds, GURPS can scratch a variety of itches at least setting-wise. Well, that's true. So somebody could say, like, what's his name that was used to come in here talking about GURPS, big GURPS fan. I could run anything GURPS. It's generic. Just pick a setting and a tech level and amount of points, which is true. Like, there's a upside to generic systems, but to me, there's also the downside, right? Oh, it's GURPS. So it's GURPS. You're just like painting it, putting it in a different dress. A few months ago, players are always asking for it. Oh, very cool. He's talking about his Star Wars WEG. Harrigan says, used to have go-to games, no longer do. Really? Really, Harrigan? Really? Interesting. If you try to run Delta Green with all the moving parts, acquisitions, remembering bonds, downtime, this, and with what Sean mentioned, can really be a beast. Thank you, Orcus. Yes. Especially if you're going to go up the 101 up to the 405. It's going to be a beast of traffic. Nubis, some actual plays of Delta Green I've listened to are run in a way that is on the far opposite side of the spectrum to my style. RPPR, for example, very quick paced and seem to only scratch the surface. Yeah. He sat down with the guys at session 0 and asked them, "Okay, let me talk to you about your player character here. What's their name?" Wrote it down. Where'd they grow up? Their parents still alive? Are they together? What's their parents' name? Okay, great. They go to college? No? Yes? Where? Oh, they're married. Where'd they meet their spouse? Okay, all right, excellent. Kids? No kids. Okay. Oh, you got another bond. Like Jeff's instance, he's got a good friend. His character's got a best buddy. He's in the FBI down in Florida. They went to college together, if I'm not mistaken. Or did they grow up together? I think they grew up together. Childhood friends. Jeff's character went to CIA. This went to the FBI. The FBI guy has like 2-3 kids, married. I think his wife, the friend's wife's maybe a stay-at-home mom. Okay, good to know. Interesting. Write that down. Why is he a good guy, Jeff? Why do you like him? Well, I grew up with him. He's a good guy. I always liked him. Da da da. What don't you like? What does your character not like about him? Oh, he's got it all. He's got everything that my character wish he had. Good stuff, right? Because then when you play the bonds in Delta Green, you could bring that stuff in. And that's some of the things I did shortcoming in Impossible Landscapes. Gotta let it breathe. I haven't had a Delta Green game breathe. That would be my advice to Nubis and anybody else around. Let it breathe, especially if you're going long term. Let it breathe. Don't let them be in a hurry to do everything. Don't let them. I mean, they get on a case. It's like nobody sleeps. You're running 4 sessions and it's the same day. Like, let that breathe. Fast forward the clock. Have a day go by that they haven't done anything or haven't accomplished anything in the story. Feeling targeted by Orcus. Tad says the difference with the sandbox of Delta... Sorry, this is becoming the Delta Green hour, but, you know. The difference with the sandbox at Delta Green is that the players live there. Exactly. They know all the places they could go, even places the handler is not familiar with. Hashtag nailed it. It's exactly it. That's why it makes it challenging. And if you're a game master that's throwing you off your game, I get it. That's why it's tough. So it's not tough mechanically, which is nice. So you try to lift that cognitive load off. I was telling the guys at the game, I'm like, I don't even know if I'll have you roll for half this stuff. If you've got good skills, you don't have to in Delta Green. It's a known thing, right? We always like hide the MacGuffin. You know, oh, here's the clue. You roll, you fail, you don't get the clue. Like, I am all down with, like, you got a 60 in a skill? Yeah, you know this. Absolutely. Here you go. Well, Orcus, when you have books on the shelf and don't play them, all you are out of touch, and what remains is how it is entertaining read. Guilty as charged. Yeah. Why is Sean running Delta Green in the middle of the YouTube chat? Brian says, I think I'm the same boat as Harrigan and Wayne. I no longer have a go-to game. Fantasy, sci-fi, post-apocalyptic. There's too many ideas and fun things to do. All right, I'm going to flip it around on you guys. Don't have a go-to game. What is one genre of RPG that you've never played and have no interest in at all? Zero. You've been around on this earth for more than 20 years. At least most of you over 18, I would hope. Never played. Supers and Western, I think, for me. I've played Champions once at Gen Con, believe it or not. And have I played a Supers game since? Somebody's going to be like, Sean, I ran that for you once before. Oh, yeah. Supers and Western. And if you had to ask me, like, which one would you prefer to play over the other? I would probably play Western over Supers at this point in time. If I had go-tos, it would be my genre: sword and sorcery, Barbarians of Lemuria, D&D White Box, fantastic medieval adventure game, Horror, Delta Green, and Mothership. I mean, see, could be go-tos. Blake says being the Delta Green guy equals running 3 different series of missions for 3 groups and link them in some way. I would love at some point to run Delta Green. Like, that's my jam. That's what I do. I have 3 different, to your point, Blake. Yep, I got 3 different groups running through it as a live, like almost like living campaign, right? Like Adventurers League or what, they're all running around the same year, doing different things, parts of different cells. Absolutely. And then, oh yeah, okay, who wants to play? Got a character? Great, bring them in. Already, Steampunk. That's the one you have not played and stay away. I don't want to say stay away from, but it's just not something that is on your list of play or have played. Who says supers for sure? Harrigan, Vampire. I would say that White Wolf games just have not. Has just been like it is the biggest group of games that have like the most popular. I've played one World of Darkness game, and it was the one Brett played or ran. Wraith. It was a Wraith game that Brett ran at Gen Con for Dave Beatty. I think he wanted to play. It was fun. Brett's a fantastic game master, and he knows that, like, that scenario, or that he knows that he could just stand up and create it probably on the fly. But yeah, no, not me. Jeff's Steampunk, no interest for me. Is Steampunk Western? Wild Wild West? Maybe, kind of, sort of. I don't know. Grumpy says, I have no interest in cozy games. Am I going to regret this? What is a cozy game? I also have no interest in superhero games. Battle mechs for me. So you tune into all of Saul Weedle's posts. Mike M. I have no interest in superheroes. I've tried, but I just do not get it. Love supers. Y'all are crazy. And Westerns rock. Hey, it's the spice of life, right? That's why we like each other. We got differences. We got to embrace each other's differences. And yes, we are all crazy. Hello, crazy. Get down, got a gun. Shoot the other one. Zero interest, plain vanilla westerns, and cozy slice of life RPGs. What is this? Is this a genre that I'm missing? Cozy slice of life? What is this? I don't understand. I feel like I'm missing out on something. Is it the thing I should know? Is it the thing I should be playing? Laramie romance? I think I've played about everything else. I'm gonna get passionis for Laramie. Sorry, Salty. Also Mecha. I'm gonna stand up for Saul's Weedle since he's not here to defend himself, but Mecha rocks. There you go. What are y'all, crazy? Joe says, I feel the same, Sean. Western over supers, but both are low on the totem pole. Also, My Little Pony. Sorry, bronies. No interest in superhero. Arrogant, you gotta start doing some superheroes. Street level. Fantastic Four is coming out next month, everybody. It's funny, like, we nerds will go and watch the entire Marvel super capstone and collect 50,000 comic books and watch all the movies, and they're all really freaking great. But none of us are like jamming on the Supers RPG. Wayne says, any game loving teen angst hard out. We got Note. So some of us have to note this, right? Because Wayne's in our group. Love PBTA and supers, no interest in masks. My kids in teaching high school have ruined this subgenre for me. So no North Texas University? That is college, though, right? Oh, that's too angsty teen. I think a street level superhero game or a pulp superhero game could get you. I would agree with that. I think I would bite on that. Modern Warfare RPG is not my jam. So no Twilight 2000. Tad, even less interest in playing as an existing superhero. Oh man, just do a search. Come on. Why do I gotta do a search? I got you guys here. Runeslinger. I have little interest in kids on bikes type of game. Interesting. I have that. I play that. Tales from the Loop? No? No Tales from the Loop? Blake's RPG Zone are a World of Darkness. I'll take any World of Darkness game over any D20 or BRP game. Yes, I'm serious. Are you serious? Not to be confused with Yahoo serious. Nubis, haven't played supers, belonging outside, belonging style games. I don't even know what those are. Not interested in 1920s. 1920s standard high fantasy solo RPGs. I'm not interested in solo myself either. Steampunk can also be straight up Victorian. Penny Dreadful. Although I don't know if I would consider that steampunk, but definitely Victorian era. Gabe says, I'll join Team Super. Are you doing it out of a sympathy vote? Hey, looks like you're looking at the dodgeball teams and be like, oh, those guys are going to need help. I'm going over there. Well, hey, that's one. Cozy is meant by Bob Games. Yeah, willing to try. Doubt I'd enjoy. B.O.B. Games. Ryan West says, also basic Western. Haven't you played Red Dead Redemption? Those games rocked. I have not. I've watched my nephew. It drove me nuts. Any game like GTA, all those that just are like walk, 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 bang, 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 walk, 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 treasure, walk, walk, Skyrim. Like, they just, dude, unless I'm like, have this weird epiphany. I don't know why I'm saying epiphany. Unless I have this new change of heart. It's not an epiphany. I would just no. But Sean, there's like plots. You talk to NPCs, they give you quests, and you're like, walk, 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 walk some more, but you're walking and walking some more to something else. Like there's a thing at the end of it. Grumpy Corn. Cozy is something like Wanderhome, Brindlewood Bay, Tea Time Adventures, and Yazib's Bed and Breakfast. Oh, okay, maybe is interesting. Brindlewood Bay is interesting. Isn't that kind of horror? Mystery? Like, is it Green Oaks? Is it cozy? Is Green Oaks cozy? Green Oaks. Enjoy your stay. Hey, it's card night. It's card night in the dining hall. Little bridge. Dying to run this game. I'm going to try to run it at Game Hole Con. I'm going to get these guys. They're going to play it. I'm going to bring props. I'm going to... Mecha also rock. Mecha is lost on me too. I don't know. I might put Mecha below Supers and Western for me. Because to me, it's like, oh, it's Battletech. Like, cool. Let's play Battletech. I could dig Battletech. Let me get that cool sheet, that battle readout, man, with all the little holes. And when I take damage, I fill in the little hole like one of those standardized tests I used to do in high school that I hated. just absolutely dread it. But yeah, this would be cool. Oh, D6. I'm going to march my mech, put them in the water and make them cool. Yeah. Yeah, Battletech. RPG. You play the pilot of the mech. Sean, you could not be more off. Moron. You catch that? Westerns and supers are good with me too. All right, all right. Lancer's a lot of fun. See, I gotta get it. I got, Sean has to broaden his horizons. You can be old and still kind of go, I'm gonna try sushi now for the first time in my life. As do mechs, particularly battle mechs. Brindlewood Bay cozy? I think that's more horror, right? Horror mystery. I don't know. Apparently, I don't know what cozy is. I would actually try Lancer. I'm intrigued. Cozy, slice of life, no conflict, running a tavern or daily life in the village, like Wind in the Willows, Winnie the Pooh, about friendship and exploration. That's My buddy Phil McClory is not here. I say that because I've said some things to Phil. Wayne was there. I was not being good. Because there are games out there that are obviously not for me. And I'm not sure who they're for. I think maybe Cozy is one of them. Interesting. Cozy, running a bed and breakfast and dealing with everyday trials or laundry. Making breakfast and maintaining your herb garden while dealing with quirky guests. I am totally enlightened today. I never knew about Cozy. Can't understand why they even exist, honestly. You guys have opened my eyes to something I was obviously not familiar with. Go 2 for street levels. Hit the streets, defend the block. I thought the question was haven't played and have no interest. If it's just no interest, I have no desire to revisit Vampire, World of Darkness, Shadowrun, mech stuff. Cozy, little or no violence. Brindlewood Bay. Is it Brindlewood Bay is cozy? I don't know. That doesn't sound cozy to me. Cozy, like if it's like how Orcus lays it out, I didn't think that would be Brindlewood Bay. No tea stuff for me. I'm too old for that stuff. You can always play the old guy in a teen RPG. So my superhero Western game sounds like a no-go. We can all agree that Green Oaks is for everyone. Video game reference for a cozy RPG, Stardew Valley. Okay, I think I know what Stardew Valley is. Wander Home is cozy, BOB game, and it's pretty great. If you're not into improvising, you're going to have a tough time, I think. Running mass after OSR, Wayne. It will at least be less meaningless character death. Indeed. What? Stop calling me Shirley. Ryan, my home group is playing Shadowrun now because we've been playing fantasy. I gotta start wrapping this up. Joe, and touching back, my go-to may be Vampire. I know Joe's a big Vampire fan. Aaron, Sean, I'm not surprised you are not in the cozy RPG sphere. Well, that's good. Maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I'll buy one and I'll be like, this is it. I'm done. I'm selling all my crap. Cozy it is. Welcome to Sean Cozy RPG channel. This is cozy, right? Is this cozy? I could make this into an RPG. Cozy. You play a person who live streams about RPGs, and you have to field the chat. LOL. ASMR of Sean saying walk. Sorry I triggered you. That's okay. It's all right. It's all good. RDR2 is comically slow, but it's cinematic and depressing. Red Dead Redemption. Yeah. Okay. I'm sure it's a great game. In cozy RPGs, your character does mundane things with a goal of living a cute, cozy life with lots of friends and a stable career, usually adding thematic fictional elements, so like running a tavern. There's a lot to unpack there, I think. To me. Gabe says, I want to short of Sean's take. Walk, 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 bang. Shot. Walk, walk, treasure. It's there. You could get it. Like, oh, my freaking glasses are fogging up. I'm so hot. I like to think all my players are cozy. I run a pretty cozy game. Outcast Silver Raiders. That's freaking cozy, all right. I'll tell you. I technically died on that game. My character did, not me. Consider it cozy because it's supposed to be sort of like Murder, She Wrote. Yeah, but isn't it like investigative horror? But with Cthulhu, says Nubis. It starts cozy, but it gets progressive darker. That's how I understood Brindlewood Bay, at least. I'm only running one shot. Exactly. Sean loves Battletech. Oh, God. Gabe's. Whatever it takes to get Gabe out of the shadows and into the chat. I don't know if I love Battletech. I do. I mean, I've had it. I bought it. The original, FASA. I think I still have the box. I never played it much. I'm sure if I played it like 5 or 6 times, I would get tired of it, but because I'm not really good. That's why I don't play board games. I suck. And I don't like losing all the time. So, RPGs. Walking Simulator is actually a popular video game genre. Stay away from Death Stranding. Good to know. I saw they have a sandwich simulator. What are people doing? I saw one on Twitch that they were driving tractors. They go and you have to like pick up bales of hay, put it in the back trail, and then they go to the barn. Like, it was competitive. Crazy. Like, and it was being announced. Commentators had like 2 commentators. Oh yeah, he's gonna have to go to back for that one. What the hell? Oh man. I'll tell you what. If I were born 30 years later, I'd be a professional video gamer. And I'd probably be kicking ass right now and not have time for any of you. Cozy games exist because people love Stardew Valley. Oh, okay. What happens in Green Acres? I suspect that must be cozy. Green Oaks, sir. Green Oaks. And shit hits the fan. Cozy broke Sean. It did. I'm just going to get a shirt that says cozy on it. Cozy NPC. Shit and diamonds over here, folks. I too learned about cozy games and I doubt I'd enjoy it. You and me, Mike. I feel like a cozy game is like the video game The Sims. It's just stuff happening. I go to work, I bake a cake. Brindlewood Bay might be considered cozy mystery with horror elements. Oh, we really need to analyze this. Western superhero mech pilots running a bed and breakfast in Tombstone while the town is getting overrun by vampires. Michael Holland broke the chat today. I can make this an RPG. Is this cozy? I am now writing a new RPG about doing a YouTube live stream. There you go. You win. If Sean returns next week in a cardigan sweater, we know the cozy game's got him. Is that prerequisite? Is that a thing? I'm going to get one. I have one. I have a cardigan. Done. Cozying up with Sean. You guys get me. Yes. Sell macro designers on Twitch. Yes. Not into. So not into. Riffs. Me neither. All right. We've gone one way too long. Let's get into some other stuff like that's going to be maybe more or less interesting. I don't know. Thanks, guys, for everything. Hang in there. We'll get through this together. Cozy. Wow. Cozy. Huh. All right, let's get into news, you jokers. Shall we? First one up, Broken Sky is a live-action alternate reality role-playing game running on Blue Sky for a month, the month of July. A curse spreads from 2 AP podcasts across Blue Sky. As Sarah Brink created Oops, All Witches with the Witch class from Worlds Beyond Number, and Jacob Wolf left and created the Witches of Wadira Keep, playing Wickedness from Possum Creek Games, both of which I'm completely ignorant of. Their effort to realize these actual play stories summoned their own antagonists into the world. Now, Tyos, God of Order and Sovereignty, and the nameless thing that invented death hunt guardians of magic. Da-da-da-da-da-da. High Priestess, these mothers of witches have called a conclave of the coven under the blue sky to help defeat these encroaching demons. Join your magic with the rest of the coven to cast the magic circle and shatter the curse. The sky will shatter on July 1st. They're already starting. I don't know if you're going to be able to access this. If you're not a subscriber to Rascal, I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I don't know much about it. I'm still trying to understand it. But I thought, a game run on a social media site? Interesting. Interesting. This one came across free course, Designing Dungeons course. I think we could all learn something, even though we might have put a dungeon or two together. This is at Dungeons at His Majesty the Worm. How to kill a party in 30 rooms or less. Check this out. Bookmark it, maybe, when you get some time. This just in, how to be a douche in the RPG world. Hey, positive force, Sean. Well, sometimes you just got to call it like you see it. Horrified tabletop publishers fight for their stock as bankrupt Diamond liquidates. So Diamond comic distributors, we've brought up on the stream before, they have gone bankrupt. Somebody has purchased them, blah, blah, blah. They have a bunch of stuff in their inventory that is on consignment. And what they want to do is they want to take that product and unload it, but keep the money that they would typically pay the publisher because it's on consignment. And because why? Well, Paizo and the rest of the gang that has their inventory there never filled out a document, and they should have. But since they didn't, we want to file. Like, dudes, seriously? What a freaking... And legally, they may, file that in court, and it may stand. But come on, quit being such a-holes. There you go. That's all I have to say about that. If you want to know more about what it all means, check it out. And then, of course, the Annie Awards. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I am interested in some of your picks. And I would have to say I've paged through just a few categories, and not a ton. And it's probably the one Annie's I'm probably the least or the most in the dark about. I don't recognize a butt ton of these games or things. Some of the ones that stood out to me, Dungeon Scrawl, which I have used, but I think it's been out there for a while. It's awesome for drawn maps. If you are not using this thing for a fantasy game, dude, what are you doing? Seriously. Great. Put that link in the chat. That's up for a digital accessory. Some of the other ones that stand out. Best cover art. Best interior art. Kind of scrolling past them. Best cartography. Some of these are just not... I gotta admit, I'm more the popular guy. I noticed the popular stuff, not so much the stuff that's could still be good, but maybe not have the big spotlight from like bigger publishers necessarily. So it's a shortcoming of mine. I admit it. Best free game product, best game. So some of the best game categories: His Majesty the Worm, Last Train to Bremen, which I've heard of, Monty Python's Co-Curricular Medieval Reenactment Program, Sensible Middle Class Edition, The Lost Caravan, Triangle Agency. So Triangle Agency has been brought up. Best Layout and Design, Best Monster Adversary, Best Online Content. I think best online content is the podcast thing, right? Molten Sulfur Blog, Merc Mail, One Page RPG Jam, Playful Void, Prismatic Wasteland Blog. Am I in the wrong one? I don't know. Best production values, Land of Eam, Mothership Deluxe Set, Revolt, Tephrotic Nightmares, Tides of Rot. Best RPG related product, Pitch Crawler's Progress, H.P. Lovecraft's At the Mountains of Madness for Beginning Readers by Chaosium, Humblewood for Want of a Nail. I am, what? Who? Huh? Best rules, Memento Mori, that's Two Little Dice, His Majesty the Worm, Dawn of the Orcs, Triangle Agency, Wilderfeast. Best setting, Call of Cthulhu Ireland, Doomsong, Rune Quest, Settlers of a Dead God, The Painted Wastelands. Oh, they do have a streaming content. I'm not there. That's weird. Streaming? Streaming content? Streaming or just what? Not live streaming. Societal Schemes, The Mystery of the Ballarat Ghost, adopted from Kate Clay's The Hammersmith Haunting. Dice Exploder, Mystery Quest, Seth Skorkowski. Seth's on there. Didn't he win last year? This Week at TTRPG Podcast by EN World? Wow. That is a weird one. No? No offense to the crew at This Week at TTRPG Podcast. I mean, EN World and the Ennies, aren't they? Yeah, I don't. Well, okay. Best supplement, Mothership Warden's Operations Manual, Outgunned Adventure, Star-Crossed Love Letters, The One Ring Moria. That's the category I probably recognize the most. Archiver. Product of the Year, Doomsong. Land of Eam Deluxe Box Set, Memento Mori. Monty Python's game, Mythic Bastion Land, Revolt. The Last Caravan, The One Ring Moria, Through the Doors of Durin, Triangle Agency Normal Briefcase Collection, and Yaziba's Bed and Breakfast. I don't know. Check these out. Maybe we'll do an extended version of like, who are you all picking? That's all I have for news. Bundles? Yeah, two of them. First one, Roll Big or Go Home. This one's a big one. There are a lot of core books. I think the threshold is 20. What is it? Hold on. Oh, I don't remember. Chip in $40 or whatever. You get a lot of core books in this one. Avatar Legends RPG, Transformers RPG, Modern Age Basic Rulebook. Like, this is Analytic Dice's goldmine, right? Like this, here you go. Here's all the games you... Here, Gabe, Kevin. Just get this bundle and you'll be good to go. Keep the overhead low. Apocalypse World 2nd Edition Cyberpunk Red, Core Book, Deadlands, The Weird West by Suede, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Core Rulebook, Spire, Punk is Dead, Dishonored, Call of Cthulhu Keeper Rulebook, Wild Sea, Knights Black Agents, Dragonbane. I mean, this is top notch. G.I. Joe, Cypher System, Root, Witcher, Rifts. Homeworld. It's 2D. It's Homeworld by Modifius, right? I think, right? But it's not 2D20. Am I right? Am I right? Basic role-playing Trinity. Outgunned. Mutant City Blues. Vason. I mean, this is probably one of the best bundles I've seen. Doctor Who. Dreams, Machines, and Machines. Scion. Rune Quest. Memento Mori. There you go. EN nominee. Fear Itself. Symbaroum. What are you doing? Next one. What's the next? Broken Tales bundle. Reminds me of a certain aesthetic I've recently looked at. Hunter. This all-new Broken Tales bundle presents the English language rulebook and supplements for Broken Tales, the tabletop fantasy role-playing game of upside-down fairy tales from Italian game publisher The World Anvil Publishing. Not to be confused with the UK-based online campaign manager World Anvil. In Broken Tales, the savior child asks the king of fairy tales to redeem and reform villains like Bluebeard, Baba Yaga, the Queen of Hearts, Krampus, the Boogeyman, and Big Bad Wolf. But the one who plots in the shadows corrupted the child's wish. Yes, the villains become good, but any light needs a shadow, and in turn the heroes became evil. That's it for bundles. Print news. Cairn, second edition is out there for everybody to buy. Now that all the Kickstarter crowdfunders got their package. Head of Light Entertainment. Monty Python's co-curricular medieval reenact program role-playing game, Sensible Middle Class Edition. The GM sash for $20. What? Okay, whatever. Next, Word Heroes of Public Access by Get Haunted Industries. Unique D6 dice pool. The PCs are. This is the Vintage RPG. Had the author of this on there, I think, right? PCs are quirky public access TV personalities battling monsters, facing angry moms, and outsmarting juvenile delinquents to save their beloved town of Fairhaven. Sounds cozy. Oh, man. Cozy. Oh, man. I don't know. Next one, Goblinville by Narrative Dynamics. Softcore rules. Softcore and hardcore. Soft cover core rules, if you will. Oh, Sean's broken. Murder House by Marge Press. Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG. Part investigative mystery, part escape room challenge, and all adventure. Next one, Tome of Adventure number 5, DCC Horror. Tome of Adventure number 6, Holiday Adventures, and Tome of Adventure number 7, Magic, Gods, and Demons for DCC. Goodman Games. Next one, Dice Things. What is this? Wait a minute, hold on a second. System D&D. What? Dice Towers and Dice Trays. What is this? By Fan Roll Metallic Dice. They better be licensed. These are licensed works, I'd hope. Are they? Noble Knight. $21.95 dice. Dice. That's a dice tower. Oh, interesting. Wait a minute. Publisher, Fan Roll Metallic Dice Games. They do have some Hasbro stuff like Monopoly. Can't imagine they're getting away without licensing it. Interesting. Okay. So there you go, print news, man. Let's get into crowdfunding. What's crowdfunding? What's crowdfunding that's hot out there right now? Land of E, man. What is that at? Because that thing seems like it's crushing. 164? Okay. It's also not the core, right? Beginner's RPG in the Underlands. So it's not the original because that was before. 125 is the most popular pledge. Woof duh. Next one, Dragonix's Deadly Denizens 3. It's for D&D 5th. That's funded. Next one, Realms of Pugmire Unleashed. It's on backer kit from Onyx Publishing. That's got to be... That's funded, right? 12K. There you go. Next one, Old John Stewart's Mill, a philosophical 5e DCC adventure from Witch Press Publishing. Witch Please Publishing. Ugh, sorry. Next one, Death and Pottery Collection, 4 new zines by Blackwell Games. Campaign offers 4 zines themed around death. How uplifting. It's funded. Just no. Yes, funded. First Encounters, Rules Light RPG from Fire and Fable Studios, an original system. $200 to go yet. It's at $1,300 of a $1,500 goal. Play as a creature folk, such as shroom folk, kobolds, and shades as you defend your home. This is an adventure that introduced the First Encounter RPG. Okay, there you go. That's all I got for crowdfunding. Doesn't look like any advanced 5e for me in world. Boom, bang, boom. What I missed in the chat. I look forward to it, Jeff. Delta Green, cozy. The cozy version. Only home scenes. The cardigan will unravel, Jeff, just like your PCs. Truer words have never been typed. Played a few sessions at Tiny Tavern, so that's cozy. Delta Green dropped Mr. Roger quotes before shooting people. Hey, Doc. Good to see you. Let's see. I'm drawing my own maps, Sean. Sorry, you're right. You're right. What am I doing? No digital maps. Come on. Pen, pencil, paper, and dice. Let's get back to the roots. No digital tools. No AI. Carving dice from wood with your little knife. No, we should be. Is this foul if I say we need to be like back to no technology in the gaming sphere, which means gotta mold your own dice. If it's, it should be a classification. All the books should be like put on crinkly parchment and handwritten in quill ink. Best online content is blogs, I think. I don't know. Triangle Agency. I don't get it either. I was kind of like, ooh, and then no. Doom Song. Homeworld is 2D20. It's on my shelf. I'm looking at it right now. It's not fair to judge diamond distributing. Depending on the judge, the state, the good get charged with defrauding creditors. If they don't file that motion, their hands are probably tied. Well, it still sucks. I don't care. WHPA, grab that book as soon as you can. Good, huh? The cozy NPC has been added to my toolbox. Yes. Towers and trays, my dude. Sean's cozy softcore RPG run and a late night Cinemax movie studio. That's what I should do. I should have a version of the show called that. Saturdays at 1 in the morning. Sponsored by, oh boy. Too funny. All right. I'm going to let you guys go for your freaking weekend, I guess. Jeez. Thank you to everybody here that have been so gracious with being a supporter here on YouTube or even Patreon. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here today. I really appreciate it. You put gas in my tank each and every week, even when life totally sucks ass. I hope if you're going through something, we're all going through something. And we'll be going through something at some point. I hope by joining here, it's just your little sliver of time to just take a deep breath, come here, shoot the proverbial shit with those in the chat, get to know who they are, talk about gaming and what we love. And then it ends and you go back to having to deal with real life. I know I'll be doing that. But hopefully this is your little sliver of peace. Talking about games. Hopefully. And you know what? If it gets too hectic, I don't know, pick up a cozy RPG. Cozy. Oh man, this hobby. It's too great. It's too great. We don't deserve it. Just saying. We don't deserve it. Thanks, everybody. I'll catch you on the flippity flip. If you like this, check out this video I've recently done. It'll come up a few minutes after the stream. I got some characters in there that you might appreciate. So until next week, streaming here, Saturday, 8 a.m. Central Time, about whatever we come up with. Thanks and all the best. See ya.